really enjoy this message about heart and light. In the physical world, God creates light for us. So in the daytime, we can walk and we can do so many things and will not be stumbled. And in the spiritually, the Bible also revealed to us that we need to have a pure heart to see God. Only God is light. And in our heart, there is conscience, there is also our mind, our emotion, and our will. Only when our heart is dealt with, we can see God and we can walk according to God.
In 1 John 1:5 it says, God is light, and only God is light. So we cannot see light without seeing God. So to see God and to see light, our heart should be in a proper condition. In Matthew it says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So to see God, our heart should be pure. But what is a pure heart? A pure heart is a heart focused on God and desires God.
Psalm 73:1 declares, surely Jehovah is good to Israel, to those whose heart is pure. This is the subject. Then the psalmist said his eyes were on the success and prosperity of the wicked. Then he was almost slipped, but he did not fall because his heart was somewhat pure. When he comes to the sanctuary of God, he was able to see God, and he said that, whom do I have in heaven but you? And there is nothing that I desire on earth besides you. So this is an experience of a person who sees light after an extreme darkness. Many times we get stumbled when people misunderstood us, and when we get despised by others, we get stumbled because our heart is not toward God, but on getting praise from others, understanding from others, and sympathy from others. So we will get stumbled. But if a person's heart is only and fully toward God, even if the circumstance is 10 times worse, he will not be stumbled.
Yeah, and actually this is also our experience, like the summit. Actually, the sanctuary is in our spirit. In 2 Corinthians 3:16, it says, but whenever their heart turns to the Lord, the veil is taken away. I really appreciate that in this verse there are two parts, two actions. The first one is their heart turns to God. The second one is the veil is taken away. So the first thing is our heart needs to turn to God. And in many situations and environment, Satan will distract us because he knows that when we are in darkness, we cannot do anything. We will be stumbled because we cannot see light. But if we see light, then we don't need any doctrine because in the light we know how to do things. So here, I feel like the key thing is our heart turns to the Lord. So we need to exercise our spirit and exercise turning to the Lord in all kind of situations.
So it's a simple illustration that God as the source of light is like the sun, and we are like mirrors. So for the mirror to reflect the light of the sun, then it must face the sun. Whenever this mirror misaligned a little, then it will lose light, it will be in darkness. So similarly, if our heart is not turned to the Lord, then that part that's not turned to the Lord, it will be in darkness. It can be a very simple matter like our clothes. When our clothes are damaged or when someone steps on our foot, we easily get provoked and we lose our temper. This shows us that we are in darkness. If our heart is toward God, then these silly things will not take us away. But not only this, but also our children. Sometimes parents unconsciously, they love their children more than God. They regard their children more than God. But this shows us that they are in darkness. So for them to receive light and for them to see light, their heart should turn to the Lord. Then when their heart is turned to the Lord, then they will be freed from this bondage and they will be able to receive light.
In Matthew 6 it says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So our treasure might be our children, our clothes, and money. If our heart is fully occupied by those things, we cannot see light. To see the light, our heart should be focused on God.
In the message, it also says that man, things, matters, they can all be source of darkness. But not only that, even our service and the gift and talent from God can be the source of darkness. And it's not because of these things are bad, it's because our heart is not in the proper condition. When our heart is right, when our heart is pure towards God, then all these things can be a blessing to others.
So our heart must be proper, our heart must be pure, and it must be toward God. Only then can we see light, and only then can we see God. And when this light comes, this light will deliver us from our errors. So we are not the ones who distinguish this is light and this is darkness. But when we turn to God, when we turn to this light, then spontaneously these improper things will fall away from us.